Tell me, honestly, how many more years are you going to carry that heavy, suffocating shadow of the past? How much longer are you going to allow those damn events, those old, bitter failures, and the people who once broke your heart to hold the steering wheel of your life? Ask yourself right now, and don't lie, are you really the person living this life, or are you just a scared, exhausted survivor of a wounded soul left behind in a version of your history that doesn't exist anymore? Maybe as you hear these words, your hands are shaking, or your heart is beating faster. That is exactly the point where we need to be. Up until this very second, you probably thought the past was an iron chain shackled to your feet, with no way to break free. But I want to tell you, friend to friend, that you are deeply mistaken. Look at someone like Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie is a woman who has spent her entire life under the heavy, unforgiving microscope of the world's harshest judgments, paparazzi, and some of the most brutal personal and public crises imaginable. Yet, Angelina Jolie holds a massive secret. This isn't a secret found in those dry, boring psychology books that tell you to just get over it, nor is it in those cheap, surface-level motivational quotes you see on Instagram. Angelina Jolie teaches us, through her own evolution, that true strength is not about forgetting the past or pretending nothing happened. True strength is about building a version of yourself that your past can no longer destroy. Angelina Jolie shows us that you don't have to be defined by what was done to you, you define yourself by what you do next. Imagine, just for a moment, setting down that toxic, heavy luggage you've been carrying for years. Not throwing it away, because you can't erase your history, but learning how to turn it into rocket fuel for your future. Angelina Jolie knows that the world loves to see you as a victim. The world loves to whisper about your failures, but Angelina Jolie has been through hell, faced tragedies that would have broken most people, and yet she stands tall, dignified, and unbreakable. Why? Because Angelina Jolie chose to define herself by her future, not her history. If you are tired of living in the wreckage of your own life, then listen closely. This video isn't here to lull you to sleep, it's here to set fire to all your false beliefs about fate, destiny, and that soul-crushing, bad luck, you always talk about. If you think it's too late to change, or that your wounds are too deep to ever heal, then close this video right now and go back to your gray, repetitive life. But if there is even a tiny, flickering spark inside you saying, I am worth more than this, then stay with me until the very end. We are going to visit parts of your soul that you have kept locked away in the dark for years. Let's sit together, like two close friends having a raw, unfiltered, and deeply honest conversation about the bitter truths of existence. I know those nights when you stare at the ceiling, wondering where you went wrong, feeling like a failure. Those voices in your head. Those nasty internal critics saying, you can't, you don't deserve it, or, you'll just make the same stupid mistake again. They are all constructs of a past that no longer exists. The past is just a stagnant video file in your brain, not your current, living reality. Why are you letting a video file from 10 years ago direct the movie of your life today? Let me tell you a truth that perhaps no one has told you yet. Your wounds are not your weaknesses. Angelina Jolie once implied that our scars are actually evidence of where our souls have grown the most. Every time you fell, every time you cried, every time you felt the world was ending, you were actually forging a new layer of your character. Like gold that must pass through the hottest furnace to become pure, you, too, have found your true value in the furnace of those hardships. But here is the problem. Many of us get so caught up in the burning that we forget to rise once the fire is out. You are already strong. You've just forgotten it because you've been too busy surviving. You have the power to change, but you're afraid that if you do, nobody will recognize you. The truth is, the people from your past, the ones who knew you in your weakest state, might not be able to handle the new, powerful version of you. They might want you to stay weak because it makes them feel superior. And that is perfectly okay. Let those who want to keep you in the past stay there. You are meant to live for yourself, not for the validation of people who are still dwelling on who you were years ago. Angelina Jolie didn't become the icon she is by asking for permission or waiting for people from her past to approve of her evolution. She broke the mold. To reach this indestructible version of yourself, the first step is a massive shock. You must say no to all the stories you've spun about impossibility. For instance, saying, I'm naturally an anxious person, or, I'm just cursed. These are just stories your mind tells to stay in its comfort zone. The reality is that you are simply repeating a pattern that has cost you dearly. It is time to break that pattern. You might ask, how? How can I change overnight? I tell you, change doesn't happen overnight, but the decision to change happens in a single, split second. Right now, as you read these words, make that decision. Decide that from today, every time a bad memory comes knocking, instead of letting it make you cry, you will look at it and ask, what lesson did this damn event have that I can now use to build my future? This is the art of turning pain into wisdom, just like Angelina Jolie does with her humanitarian work in her career. Angelina Jolie has proven time and again that when the world wants to see her as a victim, she constructs her own reality with sheer power. You must do the same. Whenever you feel stuck, ask yourself, am I really being harmed by this situation, or am I making excuses not to move forward? This question might sound cruel, but truth is often just as ruthless. We sometimes get so addicted to pain that even when we have peace, we fear it and drag ourselves back into a crisis just because that state is more familiar. You must break out of this loop. You must learn to be kind to yourself, not indulgent, but kind. Being kind to yourself means saying, I've been through a lot, I have the right to be tired sometimes, but that doesn't give me the right to give up. When you start rebuilding yourself, a magical thing happens. People shift, opportunities change, and even the world starts treating you differently. Do you know why? Because when you repair yourself from within, you become so powerful that nothing external can throw you off balance. You become the tree whose branches the storms break, but whose roots only grow deeper into the earth. This is the version of you that the past cannot destroy, the version that knows failure is not the end, but an expensive masterclass. Angelina Jolie didn't get to where she is by avoiding the storm, she learned how to dance in it. If you've stayed with me this far, it means you aren't one of those people who wants to spend the rest of their life in regret. You are different. I want you to take this journey of transformation seriously. If you truly want this deep change to happen, we need to stay connected. On this channel, I am going to reveal new layers of this inner power for you every single day, things that no one else is talking about. So, hit that follow button right now and become part of a family that has decided to stop being victims of their past. And I have a friendly request. Write in the comments below what that one big memory is that you've been carrying for years and finally want to release. Don't be afraid. We are all friends here, and we are going to help each other become stronger. Perhaps the moment you write it down, its weight will be lifted from your heart forever. Remember, the past is finished, but the future is still waiting for your pen. You are the author of this story. Are you going to write a masterpiece, or are you going to be another victim? The choice is yours. But remember, you have the potential to become a legend. Stand up, shake the dust of sorrow off your shoulders, stand tall, and start with all your might. This is you being born today, a version of yourself that no past can defeat. I am here to walk this path with you, step by step. Don't forget that no matter how hard it is, you will overcome it, because you've fallen enough times to know exactly how to get back up. This isn't a short journey, it's a lifestyle. Let's start this path together, because the world needs real people, repaired people, and indestructible people. And you are the person the world has been waiting for. Go get it, build your final version, because it is time for the past to start respecting you instead of controlling you. Like Angelina Jolie said in her own way, your life is your canvas, so stop painting it with the colors of yesterday. Are you ready? Because I am ready to be by your side, every step of the way, until we build the version of you that is truly unstoppable. Let's make this shift happen right now. Don't let another day pass in the shadow of who you used to be. You were born for more. You were born to be a force of nature. And today, the old version of you dies, so that the new, indestructible version can finally breathe and take its rightful place in this world. Follow us, join the movement, and let's go.